Oh, hello everybody. This is Eliz-sha from wisdomseekers.net. And we're here today with the first weekly for February 9th to the 15th, 2020. And it's Fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And we'll start with the first card I pulled was Release. And something is not right. There, that's better. Release. And as you can see, the card basically releases shedding your old thoughts and ideas for something new. And the first card I got, and I hope it's right because it's great, is Three of Cups, and which is celebration. Get out there and celebrate. This is a week for celebrating. And the card that covers it fits it very well, actually. It's two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is looking back over your life and knowing you did well. You're happy with yourself, but it's time for a change. So it's a card where you're time to change, but you're time to change it up into something more magical, more enlivening. Okay, and the Hangman. The Hangman there you are. There's somebody. I was beginning to think I was on the wrong channel. The Hangman, which is behind us, the Hangman there's something happened. We're taking a long time to get to what we wanted. And but there was a lot happening that we didn't recognize, a lot of things going on behind the scenes for all of us. And there has been. And I recognize it myself. I see it all the time in my own life, that I recognize there are so many things happening and going on that we are unaware of. That we're and then it's happening on a level that's so high, so much faster vibrating than our own, that it takes a while to catch up. So what's just happened recently? Well, Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a heart opening. It's a change for the better when your heart starts to open. And that's exactly what we've been going through. A lot of January was tough. There's no two ways about it. I can't see any of the last few months have been easy. But January was definitely a tough month, and a lot of people had their heart broken. And the way to deal with that, actually, instead of closing down, is to open your heart more. And a lot of people have figured that out and have started to open their heart more. What's coming up in front of us is the Three of Pentacles. We will be acknowledged for all the effort we've put in. People are beginning to become aware of what and who we are. And the spiritual people, anyhow, that are opening up to a bigger, broader view of life. And so more and more people are being asked to explain, to talk about things. And what's coming up just a little later on in this week, of the 9th to the 15th, is the Empress. The Empress she's abundance in all forms. She's that which we're striving for. And that would be not simply asking the universe to please give us money. Please give us money. It's us going, we're open to receiving whatever you offer us, universe. And that's exactly what's coming. We put in the effort. And we always thought that getting to a certain point, it would bring us to a certain kind of, yes, we'd have abundance, we'd have this, we'll have that. And we do. Or we are in the process of receiving it. At the same time, it's entirely different from what we perceived what we were going to get was. And that's the way with all That's the way with all prophets or prophecies. We see that we think it's going to be one way, and in fact, it turns out to be exactly what the prophecy said, but not anything like we thought. So never try to interpret a prophecy too closely. So for this week, it seems to be a good week. It's the 9 of Cups, and that's. I'm going to end with that one simply because it is too good to go forward from there. The 9 of Cups is being on cloud 9, being joyful. So we've had the heart opening. We've had the 3 of Pentacles, where we are being acknowledged for what we've done. We have the base card, which is to celebrate. So it just stands to reason we should end on the 9 of Cups, which is being on cloud 9. It is also the card of making a wish. So people who hear me, make your wish. But remember, what you wish for will come true, but maybe not the way you anticipate. I have a short story, actually. I have a young friend, and he said to the universe, I don't want to work in winter. So a couple of days ago, he got out of his, because he works outside, he got out of his truck and immediately fell on the ice. Got up, started walking a few more feet, and immediately fell into cold water and ice and things like that. Now he's in a knee brace. His leg is so swollen. They don't actually know what happened, but he is not going to work for this winter. Be careful how you phrase what you ask for. Be careful how you ask the universe for what you want. Words are mantra. So this is a week of releasing, because this is a week you're going to be highly supported. And this is what you're heading for. You're heading towards becoming the teacher of how to survive in this world as we don't know it, because we don't know what's happening. We don't know this world anymore. We have certain basic tenets that do seem to come through from one level to the next, but that doesn't mean we truly know where we're headed or truly know what we're getting. We just know it feels better, it feels right, and we just absolutely 100%. And yes, I said 100%. Sure, we are on the right path. And for us, we are on the right path. All right. Let's get this party started.
Nancy W. starts us off with, hey, does my Aunt Martha really believe I have a baby?
Does your Aunt Martha care? I know this is a very nasty thing for me to say, but those are questions you should ask your Aunt Martha. Those are not questions that you ask a psychic. These are questions that suggest that you need to learn to communicate with people. And I'm going to suggest really strongly that people who ask those kind of questions start trying the communications, because you're wasting really good. You can get very valuable answers from me because I am fairly decent psychic, and I am also a spiritual teacher. And asking me questions like that, and yes, I know it sounds like I've got a fat head, I also know my value. So that one, I think you should ask your aunt.
Empress Z asks, any messages from my ancestors / angels?
They suggest there's something coming up that is going to take a little bit of your attention. It's a very important how you deal with it. It will tell you how how you will tell you how you will move forward for the next little while in your journey. They're suggesting that when this event occurs, and it's not a huge event, it's actually a rather simple event. They're suggesting that you stand still, breathe deeply, and don't react. Take time to figure out or feel out what is the what is actually happening, because your reaction is going to be one thing, and then when you take time to think it out, you're going to figure out that it was something completely different. So take time to figure out what's happening before you react. Okay?
Zulmi R asks, will my ex Jose contact me anytime this year?
I still get no. I after 6 months, ask that question again in 6 months. That would bring us to the middle of the year, probably August, because after 6 months, the energy does often shift and change. But as I said last time, if you're waiting for this guy, you're not living. So go out there and live. Go out with your girlfriends. Go out and do something, but don't wait. The waiting is life you'll never get back.
Malipala says, hi, Eliz-sha and Elle.
Hi, Mally.
Lily Guild asks, hey, I feel that my ex Jordan is my twin flame. I just need more clarity. I met him on the astral realm before I met him in person, and no matter what happens, we always get back together.
And yes, you're right. He is your twin flame. It doesn't mean you're going to stay together. It does. What I would recommend is, because living with your twin flame is nigh impossible unless you're in your very, very last lifetime and you've learned so much that things don't bother you and you've cleared up so many hooks and anchors. It is, and it is truthfully a good thing to consider him a really good friend. And if you can end up living together, then that's a bonus. But twin flames, because they know you so well, they know how to rub you the wrong way extremely easily without even thinking. And that quite often is exactly what will be occurring, is that you will, but as a friend, you're not in such close proximity, right? You can take breaks from each other so that you have that close intimacy, and there's nobody in the world that can get closer to him than you. But and that includes wife and children. But at the same time, you're probably better off. Trying to be friends first.
Malipala asks, do you see Gemini and I living together?
It has crossed his mind lately. I don't know what you said to him, but it worked. He's thinking very seriously of wanting to share an abode with you. I don't actually see at this point wedding bells, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. Okay.
Next.
Yeah.
Nella P asks, is my A1C still going down?
It probably hasn't changed greatly since last week. Again, go to a doctor, buy a machine. Machines are really cheap.
Miriam Rashid asks, hello, I was wondering, are there any messages for me?
So it appears that you've just passed a really big lesson. And even if you don't feel that you're on the other side of it, you are on the other side of the lesson. So if you feel like you're still going through it, just know regardless, you have passed. And they are telling you, and this is very strange, I realize, they're telling you to stand up straight, put your head up high, breathe deeply, and be very carry yourself with pride. Because I think what they're trying to tell you is whatever you went through, you deserve to acknowledge yourself for having done this and being hanging in there. Congratulations. Okay.
Champagne C asks, good morning, Ellen, Elisha. Can we please go do a quick check on Angel today? Thank you.
Well, after yesterday, his energy has settled down into a minor depression. He's feeling quite sorry for himself. I don't know what set him off yesterday, but today he's just feeling sorry for himself. And he's saying, I should never have done it. What he should never have done, I will leave that to you to surmise. But he's looking like he's sitting on a sofa, same one as yesterday's, hands in his head, legs akimbo, just thinking, I should never have done it.
Barbara Spellman asks, why did my mom lie and tell my aunt that I'm sterile? My aunt replied to her that I have a love child.
Well, I think that was your mom's ego. I don't know your family dynamics, but it does sound like your family dynamics is a little interesting. And again, why don't you look at your background? Is it highly religious in a like a born again Christian kind of thing where having children out of wedlock is not is not a positive, and just see it to me that that again that it does appear to be more communications than communications that would be good for you to be involved in. Okay.
Mellow Yellow sends a wave, says, hi, Elisha and Elle, hope you're great. Any messages from the other side?
Your mom, she says, I want you to hurry up and sell that place. Basically, if she would, I would I suspect she's a bit on the warpath, and she's going to do her darndest to help you with the tenants, and which I suspect she's doing right now with the furnace and everything. Yeah, your mom is really a little hot under the collar, and she is trying very hard to remedy things with your sister.
Next.
Yeah.
Moonfeather asks, "Hi ladies, how are you? I was just wondering if my guides have any advice or anything to say."
Your guides.
To the connections with Lewis, to my connection with Lewis. Thank you.
Well, they say he's a nice young fella. Not my words. I don't use that word. But they're trying to they want to remind you that that there are other fish in the ocean as well. So if things don't go as well as you expect, go out and look for something else. And just enjoy it. Just know that he's not the end all and the be all. Connection. It appears that the connection has something to do with having been friends for many lifetimes. Okay. You were once soldiers together. Okay.
Yasmin Fox asks, "Hey, any messages from my angels/spirit guides? Thank you."
So they're showing me a package arriving. I'm not 100% sure if that's a physical package or a metaphysical package, but it's something that's going to brighten your life and make it a lot more make your life a lot easier to live. And your guides are quite excited about it for you. Okay.
Patricia Scowen asks, "Hi from Wales, UK. Anything interesting? Any interesting things coming up for me? I'm going to buy some jewelry when you're set up, especially the cross. Lift yourself when things get tough. Help others."
My daughter has a special affinity for Wales. That's because that's where
well, also that's part of where your side of the family comes from.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of our heritage, along with the Orkney Islands and Scotland and Ireland.
The lower part of Ireland, I believe, but don't quote me on that. We've been here about, we've been here. Part of the family's been here like 9-10 10 generations and part of the family hasn't. That's how it works. But yeah, but we are, you needed?
No, just answer the question.
We are, I forgot what the question was.
Anything coming?
Okay, yeah. Actually, there is, but it's actually already there. I just don't think you've seen it, because when I come in, it's like right in my face, and and there's a face eye to eye. It's almost eye to eye with you, and so you're right in the middle of something, and they're suggesting that you don't pull back too fast, because it's a bit startling and a bit it's quite surprising. It's all I can see is, because I know I was startled. So don't pull back. Take time to think out what's happening. And they're kind of suggesting that a lot of your dreams will be coming true if you don't step back. And as for setting up, it might be a well. Do we have my email in the?
No.
Or if you're on Messenger, message me
On Facebook.
On Facebook. And if you're interested in jewelry, because like I said, I like to make them to order.
Mm-hmm. Also, we have blocks when it comes to taking pictures for the website. Someone burnt us out by not liking the pictures.
We'd make thousands of pictures, and he'd go around and send them all back, say, no, not good enough.
This one's too blurry.
Even though there was no blur in it that we could see.
So I do apologize, because it's more me not willing to take the pictures because I'm too burnt out on it than Mom is. But
well, she takes better pictures than I do. But I do prefer to make them to order if I can, so that I can work the energy in specifically for you. And so, like, for the instance, I made this yesterday for my daughter, and she's going through something. Well, everybody goes through something, right? But I made this specifically for her with the intentions of helping her with that particular energy. And I'm just wearing it right now to make sure that it doesn't scratch.
Angel Wings asks, will I get a good grade on the court observation project that I'm working on for one of my classes in school?
I got a yes. What did you get?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you will. I think the fact is, you actually care a great deal about that. You just don't trust yourself. And you always do want to do the best you can, of course. But just be observant and write down everything. Even the things you think are not important, write everything down. And you can always delete.
Ooh, excuse me. Positive for Life asks, hi, can you ask my guides why I don't have a connection with the 3 mentors, Dunn, April, or McCoy? I've been trying to figure it out, but I can't. Thanks.
You don't have a connection?
Mm-hmm.
I think it has more to do with them than it has to do with you. I don't think they're quite at the stage where they are capable of we vibrate this. It's very common, actually. You vibrate higher than they do, and so they cannot quite comprehend what you're talking about or dealing with, or things like that. It's there's nothing you can do about it. You're not don't you can't you can't vibrate lower for them, and you shouldn't vibrate lower for them. So and it isn't really, what's the word? It's not really. It as long as you can get the information you need from them, they do seem to be a little self-absorbed, more so than they should be, considering who and what they are. With I mean, that's their job, right, to be mentors. So I do think that it shouldn't hinder you terribly. Basically, they I just feel from that, from at least one of them, I feel a confusion. It doesn't know how to deal with you, and doesn't know how to respond to what you're asking, or what you want from him. Because what I would suggest, that you watch your language, the words you use, very, very carefully, and rehearse what you're saying to him before. Rehearse what you're saying to them before you actually say it. Make sure it sounds good, if that makes sense. Because, like I said, they're really not 100% sure how to deal with your energy. And there's nothing wrong with your energy. Okay, don't ever think there's something wrong with your energy. But do watch your words. Watch your words. Be on time. Do all the traditional things.
Next.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more.
Gabby McMaster asks, hello, wondering if you can ask my guides, if you can tell me how to connect with my guides.
Quiet the mind. That's as soon as you quiet your mind, your guides will be there talking to you. And at first it sounds like your own inner voice, but after a while you will hear a difference. And another way is meditation, of course. But basically, you can find a way to quiet the mind. That is it's basically the only way you'll ever be able to it's the only way you'll ever be able to hear your guides. You're already connected to your guides. You simply cannot hear your guides. And as I said, it is simply it is simply that your mind talks too much. Most people's mind chatter too much. If you can still your mind for a second, you're doing well. And if you can still your mind for 2 seconds, you can hear them. And when you hear them, you listen to them like you would to anybody. It's very simple, not really hard to do, if that makes sense.
Next.
Yeah.
Miley Paula says, thanks, Eliz-sha and Elle. Mary Iced asks, hello, everyone. I see copper hawks frequently in the trees, and I'm wondering what the message is when I see them.
Well, hawks and eagles have basically the same message. Is that that you're on a you're spiritually on the right path, and you're doing things right. So I would congratulate myself. You're having a hawk around you, and also ask yourself this: is the hawk your spirit animal? And if it's your spirit animal, Google what it means, or go to wisdomseekers.net and get hold of Elizabeth and ask her opinion. You can get a spirit animal reading for like $35 American, and she is amazing. I buy those. I buy them for gifts quite often for people, because they're so. I mean, my daughter. I got one for my daughter last Thanksgiving, and she read it and she cried because it was so. At the moment, it's exactly what she needed to hear, and it suited her so very much. So this is the latest necklace. This one actually belongs to somebody, but this is organite. So you're carrying with it organite energy, and it will hopefully be shipped out today or tomorrow.
We'll see.
Well, I have to go through. I have to go through the.
Yeah, and I have to go pick up a niece and nephew.
Yeah, no, but it has to. I have to go through through border customs, so I have to do things like that first.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we'll see.
So it takes a little bit of time because the program they have on, he keeps crashing. It's a horrible program.
All right, next.
Yeah.
I gotta make her stop talking somehow, guys.
Yep.
Eagle Fisk asks, hi. Do you have any messages from my guardian angels?
The guardian angels say they love you, and it's joyful. It's very joyful. We love you, and that's kind of cool. And they do appear to be quite pleased with you. What you're doing, your intentions are powerful at the moment, and there seems to be some kind of a ceremony coming up. I don't know whether it's just a private ceremony or it's something to do with the with the community you're in, but it's the energy for that is very powerful for you. I suspect it's for you, a ceremony just for you, but enjoy it. I would enjoy it a lot.
Next.
Yeah.
Nikuli Sabimbe asks, hello, ladies. What are his intentions towards me?
He says he wants to marry you. That's his intentions at the moment. So I would still walk very carefully. People have been known to change their mind, but he's quite adamant that you're the one for him, and he doesn't. It doesn't mean you have to accept him, right? If he doesn't, if you already care for him deeply, accept it, that's different. But if he's not somebody that you care for, you don't have to say yes. And women of a certain age and many cultures are conditioned that if a guy wants something, he can have it. The answer is no, he doesn't automatically get it just because he wants it. So don't accept things just because, unless you are already feeling that way. Don't accept things just because a male wants it. Okay?
Chandra Walker asks, hello, good vibes to you all. I took the first step forward to start a new water ceremony. Is there any messages from my spirit guides on what are my next steps to do? Thank you.
Follow your heart. Follow what feels right. Intention is the most important part of any ceremony. The ceremony itself is an outward show. It's intentions that matter the most. So whatever, and they're suggesting that you just sit down and close your eyes and see what comes to you. And that's basically how I do it. When I want to do something new, I just close my eyes and if I've got a pen and paper, I'll sit down and write. If I don't, I'll just describe what's going on, and it does actually makes a powerful ceremony very easily. Okay.
Christina Tor asks, hello ladies, nice to catch up with you all again on live. Many blessings, namaste. Are there any messages for me? Thank you.
There is a message. It's a very simple message, but it has to do. It has to do with they want you to go outside more often, basically, if you can do that, and just enjoy. It says, well, basically what they're saying is that you're too fast. Your life is too fast, and you don't have time to sit down and smell the roses, as the old saying goes. And they'd like you to just do things for yourself. And what they suggested was go out for a walk and just enjoy being outside and not having obligations for a few minutes, not rushing off to do this or not rushing off to do that, but just enjoy just enjoy what you've got going on for that moment, not for that, don't think too much, just go out and enjoy. That makes sense? Well, hopefully that makes sense to you.
Mellow Yellow says, okay, great, I suspected that.
Yeah, me too.
Taramos asks, hello, good evening. Do you have any messages for me regarding my separation of my husband? Thank you.
Know that you're supported on the other side, that whatever's going on, you are not alone, even though it feels very lonely at the moment. And they're actually suggesting it's a good thing, though it may not feel like a good thing. And that you are going to be very happy in the future. Happier than you've been for quite a while. And there are a few positive surprises in store for you after you get through dealing with the stuff that you're dealing with now. There's things that will happen that, if you allow it, will be to your benefit. Okay.
Amelia Quine asks, hey Elisha and Elle, how are you today? Is there any messages from my grandfather?
So he's very jovial today and very happy with his life, with what's going on around, and he goes, shh, things are gonna be fine. Things are fine. I don't know why he did the shushing, but he did the shushing, and he says things are going to be fine. They're actually better than fine. It just be patient, and patient is basically what he's telling me. That yeah, things are better than fine. Things are right on track. Okay.
Patricia Scowen says, it's a lovely necklace. Wales is beautiful. I knew there was a connection to you, Elisha, the Welsh connection. I will sort out an order for jewelry soon and get the energy from you. Thank you.
That sounds great.
Jeanette Preston
Hi,
asks,
Jeanette.
hello, ladies. Nice to catch you live. Do you have any messages from my guides for me?
Well, first of all, they're very adamant that you know you're not alone, and the period you're going through is going to go fast, quite fast. It's not going to linger on for a long time, and once this period is finished, things will brighten up for you a great deal. If that helps, I'm not sure, but you can always message me and find out,
Lily Dula asks,
Hi, Lily.
Elisha and Elle, how are you today, ladies? Can I ask regarding a reconciliation or new home within 6 months?
Reconciliation or a new home?
Mm-hmm. She might mean relocation.
No, I think that's exactly what she meant. Her English is extremely good.
Mm.
So the well, the getting back together doesn't appear to be actually in the books. But a new home actually does appear to be in the book, appear to be more likely. And things are going to work out. They're going to work out for your benefit. Okay.
Happy Tears says hi. Miriam M says hi. Miriam M asks, any messages for my guides?
Things are going to speed up for you. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it does appear that things are going to be much faster than they have been. And well, I personally think that's probably not a wonderful event, because I perceive that things have been really quick for you already in many respects, but it does appear it's going to be even faster now. So so hang on to your hat and see what life has to bring for you. It actually appears that it's going to be a fun ride, but very quick. Okay.
Happy Tears asks, how are you? What crystal are you wearing today? Do you know?
It's a black one. It's obsidian, not obsidian.
It's not gray enough for hematite.
No. I think it's got to be obsidian then.
Probably obsidian.
Yeah.
It's too dark from where I am and where you are.
I'm pretty certain it's obsidian, because nope, that's not it. I have a few of them actually, but I'm pretty certain it's obsidian. I'm not really great with the names. My daughter, I just know I to go by the feeling, the vibration, and this one vibrated the way it should. I'm pretty certain it's obsidian though. So
it looks shiny enough to be obsidian.
Yeah.
From here. Looking through the camera. Positive for Life says they are all women. Yeah, I am at a high vibration. Then and then them and sorry, and they vibrate at a different level.
That makes it really, really difficult for you.
I realize I can handle things on my own. Plus, we are around the same age. Thanks.
Well, that doesn't help either, because if you're around the same age and you vibrate higher, yeah. But watch your language. Be very careful of your language. Okay.
Gabby McMaster says, thank you so much. AP asks, hi Elisha, do you feel I will achieve my health, fitness, and beauty goals this year? I'm trying to do new things, this especially as I'm trying to find a life partner. Thank you.
I got strong yes on that one.
Mary Ice says, thank you. I will get the spirit animal reading.
It's she's fabulous, She's just an amazing lady, and she looks gruff and everything, but she is the kindest, sweetest heart in the world. And she gives you 110% when she does a reading, Elizabeth. I'm just amazed that more people don't, because she has lots of fun readings and she's very careful with her words too. She doesn't come out and say things that make you sit back and go, what? She's very, 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 probably one of the most psychic or intuitive people I've ever met. And she, of course, loves animals. But she does the spirit animal on Wisdom Seekers once a week. It was the
seahorse week.
It was the seahorse this week, and beautiful picture to go with it. Thank you to my daughter, and they're really interesting. They're very, very good reads, actually. And on wisdomseekers.net, we have a newsletter, and she has an article up there, and so does Erin. I haven't put mine up yet. Been a little bit busy. But, Elizabeth is amazing, amazing psychic, an amazing human being, and it is so worth it. She does a compatibility, and you could get a compatibility for anything. It doesn't have to be for a guy. I got it for my two daughters. I've got it for my other daughter when she's interested, when she gets serious about somebody. You can get it for a mother and a child. You can get it for a mentor, and that will give you clues on how to deal with that person. It's done on 5 different levels. So, yeah, I highly recommend it. Recommend these things, actually. And Elizabeth is very old school. She doesn't like to charge a lot. For her quality, she should be charging in the hundreds for her work.
Well, even her yearly is priced a bit too low for the amount of work that she puts into it. Her yearly readings.
Yeah. Way too low. I mean, she spends like 5 hours on them, and she charges like $70, $100.
$100.
Yeah.
Well, technically, because she has to. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Hansa Rada asks, hello, any messages for me on the love life?
Actually, it appears that something is coming your way, and it's coming your way quickly. And your guides want you to know that it's coming your way because you've put in the effort to clear away old ideas and old vibrations. But it's happening soon. You might already have met the person. So good luck on that. But it's going to be like not a ray of sunshine, but a whole bunch of rays of sunshine when it comes through.
Eagle Fisk sends hearts. Christina Torres, thank you, Eliz-sha. Taramos says thank you. Happy Tears asks, I took somebody off my Twitter account. I like him, but he plays too many games. Will he be making an offer to me, or is he backing away?
I think you summed it up when he said he plays too many games. I think when people play games, they don't want to be serious about things. So the chances are that you quit playing the game unless taking him off the Twitter account was part of the game. he will be backing off. If taking him off the Twitter account was part of a game plan, then yeah, he'll keep playing the game. But the fact that he plays the game suggests that he's not ready for any commitments or anything.
Jeanette Preston says, "Thank you, Eliz-sha. I appreciate it. It does help. I still am hoping to get together." Miriam M says, "Thank you." Happy Tears says, "It's nice." AP says, "Thank you." Happy Tears says, "Thank you for answering questions for everybody. This is awesome, and your great blessing both of you. Heart." Krika Torka Doodoo asks, "I want to ask about Elliot. Does he fancy me? I did a first step towards him. I want to know what he'll do now."
Okay. He's interested, and in his words, he'd like to do a bit of a dance with you, and it not the game, but it was actually basically how I would interpret it. The energy would be that he would like to go out and get to know you a bit better. Be patient, because many people are very impatient, I've noticed lately. And so if it doesn't happen within the first 3 days, they delete them off their whatever they're on. Don't do that. Just you've took the first step. Now take just step back and go about your life and enjoy your life as much as possible. Never sit around and wait for the phone to call. Phone to ring.
Next.
Yeah.
Acel asks, "Hello, is it better to get a job or start a business? Thank you."
So you might want to do both, because it takes a good 3 years for a business to start to get off its feet. But yeah, it's I have a reading who's a guy who was supposed to be on at 1.
Oh.
But I think he kind of got mistaken the time.
It happens. So we just have that one, Acel, and then the rest are the last 2 are just thank yous. So,
okay, so basically, Acel, you might want to do both for the time being. Just because it takes a little while for businesses to
get off the ground.
Really does.
I mean, look at us. We're still trying.
Well, we're getting there.
We're getting there. But
we've got more and more things happening.
Yeah, but
it's still pretty rough.
And it's taken us 3 websites.
Yeah, but the last website is the one that actually counts.
Yeah. But I mean, still, it's taken us 4 years, 3 websites, and a bunch of YouTube lives.
Yeah, and we're going to go on to Instagram.
Yeah.
Because my other daughter said, "Mom, you need to go on Instagram."
Not today.
But shortly, because...
maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, because, well, she actually is a businesswoman.
Yeah. Okay.
More so than me.
Emily Aquine says, "I went back and listened to what you had to say about my grandfather. He used to always tell us to be quiet and had this thing about telling us to shh."
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
Kreka Torka Dudu says, "Amazing. Thank you. You are amazing. Wow. Thank you. Blessings." Acel says, "Thank you." Lily Dulo close us off with, "It was relocation." Okay. In fact, Elle is correct. Just wrote it wrong. Thank
Oh,
you
my
a lot.
apologies.
I also apologize.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Christine. If you come back tomorrow, possibly around the same time, or
Possibly.
just ring the bell for notifications on the next time that we are live,
Which should be tomorrow.
which should be tomorrow. But
Saturday and Sunday.
Depends on the time, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, because yeah,
Things are busy. Life is busy. But yes, if you ring that bell for notifications, we will be back. But for now, we need to go because you have a reading to get to.
Yep, I do.
All right. Close it off, lady.
All right. It's been a pleasure. Do you want to see what I've been doing? See? Can you see? It's a tree of life. And this is what it will look like more so when I'm finished.
Eventually.
Yeah. So we put resin on it.
When we're not so life busy.
And in here, it's just taking me a little while to figure out how to do it properly and get it to work right. So next pour should work. So namaste, namaskar.
Bye, everybody.
And thank you for the questions. I read that as bad stream.